It's time to start your morning by taking 5. Here's your host, Matt McMaster.
You're listening to Take 5, quick 5-minute take on the biggest things happening in Nebraska sports. I am your host, Matt McMaster, and today we are talking a little college basketball into the NBA. It was a big week, big day. Well, big. Yeah, it was a big day. I was going to say it was a big 2 days, but nobody got drafted in day one of the NBA draft locally. But yesterday and today was a big day for some local flavor, some Omaha flavor, some Nebraska flavor going to the NBA. We had John Tonje, the Omaha Central grad, who went to Colorado State and then also Wisconsin, get drafted number 53 overall by the Utah Jazz. Hunter Salas has gotten signed to an NBA deal. Chucky Hepburn has also signed. So Salas is going to the Philadelphia 76ers. Chucky Hepburn signed a contract. He's going to the Toronto Raptors. Then yesterday, we saw that Ryan Kalkbrenner got drafted number 34 overall by the Charlotte Hornets. I was going through the draft grades of the NBA draft over the 2 days. There was only one draft pick that was given an A+ rating by CBS Sports. That draft pick was Ryan Kalkbrenner getting drafted to the Charlotte Hornets. I think it was a phenomenal pick for the Hornets, and I think it is a phenomenal fit for Ryan Kalkbrenner. I mean, Mark Williams, it seemed like ever since he was attempted to get traded to the LA Lakers and then it got rescinded because he didn't pass his physical, it seemed like he was on the way out. And I don't think it surprised anybody when he was traded a couple of days ago to Phoenix. And when he got traded to Phoenix, that left a massive hole open in the front court for the Charlotte Hornets. And when pick 27 came up, I anticipated that it would be Ryan Kalkbrenner. I thought Kalk was going to go 27 to the Hornets. He ended up getting drafted. Liam McNeely of UConn, another Big East product, got drafted there by the Hornets. And at that point, I was thinking maybe the Clippers. They drafted another center, though, which was a big reach. Then we're thinking maybe 32 to Boston. That could be an opportunity for Kalkbrenner. Nope, they end up trading that pick number 32. And so you get nervous for a second of, all right, maybe he drops a little bit farther than anticipated. But Charlotte sitting there at 34 takes a guy that they could have easily have taken at 27 and gotten away with. And if you look at the Charlotte Hornets roster, I got to stay healthy. This is a big year for LaMelo Ball, who's a superstar. Well, he's a star in the league. He could be a superstar with his play, but he hasn't played enough games. I mean, this guy in the last 3 seasons hasn't played more than 50 games. He's got to stay healthy. They got another great playmaker in Brandon Miller there as well. Those two together are very good. But now you look at the Charlotte Hornets draft picks. They've picked number 4 overall. They got Con Knippel. He's a phenomenal three-point shooter in college. They get Liam McNeely. He's a 40% shooter from 3 in college. And now you add the big man in the middle, Ryan Kalkbrenner. It's a beautiful system for him. I mean, Charlotte gets the paint defender, the rim protector that they need so desperately. They got a great mix of shooting and playmaking across the board. I mean, what Kalkbrenner is going to be playing in isn't too dissimilar to where he was at with Creighton. I mean, Creighton was predicated on, hey, we're going to move quickly. We're going to handle the ball well. We're going to shoot the ball. And Ryan, you are going to be our defensive ace. And that's exactly what he's going to be asked to do in Charlotte. The game is going to get quicker. The game is going to get harder. We'll see how Kalkbrenner, flows with it. But I think if Charlotte is able to keep this core, they're going to have something really special. It's a wide open Eastern Conference. I'm not going to put my money down and say, hey, the Charlotte Hornets are going to be a surprise team in the East. They're going to be a 3 or 4 seed in the East next year. But I think the Charlotte Hornets, after what they did in this draft, getting Zion James, getting Liam McNeely, getting Con Knippel, and then adding Ryan Kalkbrenner with their final pick, they're a year away. Charlotte Hornets went from being a bad team to you don't really know their future and can they stay healthy to, after a really good draft, you're saying, all right, like they got something cooking over there. They might be a year away from guys developing one more year and having a really young team and playing in the playoffs and potentially being a 4, 5, or 6 seed. And then what does that lead? If they keep the core together and they play again, then maybe they go to a 2 seed. And so that's kind of the natural development you see in the NBA. Love what the Hornets did. Love where Kalkbrenner's at. Brice Williams did not get drafted. It's been a weird draft process for Williams in the regard that he wasn't on anyone's radar, really, to begin the year because of his age, because he is 23 years old. He plays the way that he did at Nebraska, especially at the end of the year, makes an all Big Ten first team. You can't deny how incredible he was for the Cornhuskers. Then he goes to the draft combine. He has a bad game. He has a great game. You're looking at him and you're saying, okay, and he's been veering in and out of mock drafts. He began the year not in mock drafts, then he was in mock drafts, and he was out of mock drafts, then he was in mock drafts, and right before the draft, he wasn't showing up in a lot of mocks, and I think that might have been a little bit of writing on the wall of, okay, maybe people don't see him as that type of prospect that they can spend a pick on and they would rather sign him. I think with Brice, he's just not going to be given the opportunity to do what he does at basketball at the next level. He's not going to be given the opportunity to be a 3-level scorer, to just be given the ball and say, hey, go and keep our second unit afloat. Hey, go ahead and find your buckets. It's just he's too old, and there are a lot of archetypes like that nowadays in the NBA where there are a lot of guys who are a little bit taller who can score at different levels. But he's still at 6'7", and the skill that he has and the length that he has, I think he's undeniable as an NBA prospect. He's probably the best NBA prospect that Nebraska has had, outside of, in recent memory, outside of Bryce McGowan, who got picked in the second round. But I think with Williams, for me, how I look at him as an NBA prospect is if he's going to develop as a legitimate 3-level scorer, he needs to find something that's going to get him on the court. He needs to be a better defender. He needs to be a better 3-point shooter. He shot the 3-point ball great at the end of the season. I don't know if teams, though, are willing to say, all right, we're going to draft this guy. It's just a whole long process. It is. It's a long process being like, we're going to draft this guy, hope he gets better at defense, hope he gets better at 3-point shooting, then we're going to develop into a 3-level scorer. Well, he's 23. So by the time you get there, he's going to be older, and they're going to be better, younger prospects that you can take, that you can develop more quickly and smoothly. And so I think for Brice, he signs with Detroit. We'll see if it's a 2-way contract. We'll see if he's able to play well in the G League, get on a G League roster, play well in the G League, maybe have opportunities in the NBA and then earn more opportunities through his play. I also think that Brice Williams would be incredible overseas. I don't think, and you look at overseas teams right now and overseas leagues right now, they're getting better and better every single year. The competition is higher and higher, more just internationally. More players are getting drafted, more players are getting signed, more players are getting looked at. I think if Brice Williams, if he could find a team that could give him, like I said, the runway to develop into an even better 3-level scorer than he is right now overseas, I think that would be an incredible situation for him. But I think it's the right decision now. Signs with the Pistons. We'll be in Summer League. We'll see how he plays in Summer League. Going to need a good Summer League in order to get to the G League. But that's that. John Tonje, hell of a pick from the Jazz. Jazz had a great draft. Get Walter Clayton Jr., get Ace Bailey, get John Tonje. I think that's really good for that organization. Tonje, if he continues to just be the increase in athleticism as he has and just keeps putting his shoulder down and getting to the bucket, I think he could potentially have a pretty good NBA career. That's been Take 5, and I've been Matt McMaster.